We are going to record this one, and I'm really excited. Okay, so we have 3 people on tonight who are going to give us all kinds of good stuff, and I'm just going to introduce them, and then as they're talking, make sure you take notes, show them tons of love in the chat, and if you have any questions, put them in the chat. Each person has 10 minutes. They have their own topic that they're going to talk about, and we're going to go ahead and start with Ashleigh, because you're the first one that I see. You should be able to unmute yourself.
Okay, I got it. We're good. I wasn't sure if it was going to let me. All right, I'm so excited. I am going to watch the clock here because God knows I could talk about this for 30 minutes. So make sure you watch it too, because I'll keep going. So thank you for having me on here. So as long as you guys can hear me, I'll go ahead and get started. I wrote my little notes here so we stay on track. I really wanted to touch on tonight being a product of the product and how much it's going to change your business. Really, my biggest topic for this is people are going to buy you before they ever buy a product from you. And it may be your friends, it may be your family, it may be someone you've never met and they're only on your social media. So I'm going to just touch on a couple big products, especially ones that I've been selling a lot more of lately, and then just quick why it changed my business for the better. Absolutely. So the biggest one lately has been the Skinny Brew coffee, and to be totally honest with you, I was a little skeptical. I am not a black coffee drinker by any means, but I sent myself one of the samples to make sure that I had it. I wanted it in my hands and we were going to try it. So if you're brand new, you may have never tried it before. It's a black French roast coffee. You can add your own creamer to it, which I thought was amazing. I personally just add heavy cream to it, and that's all I needed. It was perfect. It's going to help you burn fat and keep your body boosting your metabolism. It's going to keep you fuller longer. I personally replaced my breakfast with it, and it's been amazing. It also has quite a bit of caffeine in it, so I don't suggest drinking it in the afternoon, but for the morning, if you're up early like I am, it's perfect. The next one is just our super greens, and they come in the berry or chocolate. Personally, I will drink both of them. The berry I'll throw in water or juice, and the chocolate I'll put in my shake with my best fat fuel or right in my coffee. What the super greens are doing are they're pH balancing your body. They're going to support healthy digestion, and they taste good. They're all vegetables, and it's perfect. It's going to help detox too. So if you're definitely someone, if you're personally looking to lose weight, or maybe you have a customer that's their goal, super greens are definitely something you want to add in there. And then the last one I really wanted to touch on was the best fat fuel. A lot of people may skip over it. You're not really sure what it is. I have a lot of people that come back and say, well, I don't like protein powders. Perfect. Me neither. And this is exactly what you're looking for. I personally make a shake with it. I add my chocolate greens to it, and it's perfect for my lunch. This is not a protein powder. It's not dry and gritty and doesn't mix well into anything, and it tastes good. What the best part I found about it is that you can, a brownie recipe. You need to share that, please, because I can't find a good one. So I'm really excited for that. I personally put it in a shake. I've mixed it into heavy cream and made a dessert out of it. You can do so many different things with it that people don't need to just make shakes with it. It's definitely perfect for a dessert or like a snack craving. It's really nice. Personally, I liked it in the shake more. I do a little bit of unsweetened vanilla almond milk, my chocolate greens, and for lunch, I'm good for a few hours. So really, the biggest thing I found about being a product of the product is that not only can you give your personal review of, yes, I've tried this, it tastes good, yes, I use it, but you're going to get results from what you're using. You just have to be committed to doing it. I definitely have started. I've used almost all of the products, if not all of them, and I didn't stay committed to it, but I could tell someone, yes, I tried it. This is what my thought was on it. This is, what I preferred. I've done the cleanse, anything like that. But when I stuck to using the products for 3 months, I just posted my before and afters that were corporate approved. And for 3 months, I lost about 13 pounds on the Skinny Brew coffee. the chocolate greens, and the BFF. And I did not do the BFF every day, but it was at least every other day, and the chocolate greens and Skinny Brew coffee were every day. And personally, it was just an amazing difference. You try not to watch the scale thinking, okay, it's not the numbers, it's how I feel. And let me tell you, I feel good. I sleep better at night. I have way more energy during the day, especially in the morning. I'm up about 5:30 in the morning, and I go till about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. So caffeine in the morning is my go-to, and it tastes good. I look forward to it because I can make the Skinny Brew iced or hot. It's perfect. I can make it the way I enjoy it, and it's not going to put me over the edge. It's not going to be too much, and it doesn't give me jitters. I think that was the one thing I was really worried about, and it didn't happen at all. I feel really good. So again, the biggest thing is that I can tell you guys is people are going to buy you before they ever buy this product. They want to see what you're using. They want to see what you enjoy. Post about it. Take a selfie with your shipment that just came in. Take a selfie with the samples you might have on hand. People want to see that you're using them, that you love it. And you may find that you enjoy the berry greens over the chocolate, and that's okay. Use it, post a selfie that you're drinking it. If your team members are doing it, make sure you take a selfie with them. You can put it all together. It's fun, it's enjoyable, and it doesn't take away anything from your day to post a quick selfie that you're drinking your greens or you're drinking your Skinny Brew coffee. Lauren, I'm pulling it up. I just can't see what. I can't afford it yet. Okay, sell a couple samples. Every distributor that signed up lately has at least 7 of their samples that come in. And personally, what I did is I bought a 5-pack of samples and I shipped one to myself. I knew that from the money that I was selling my samples for, I'm selling them for $20 a piece. I paid myself back for the money that I spent, and I made sure to get in my hands samples. Use your auto shipment. It is the best thing you could ever do. Not only are you getting products in for yourself to try, but you can sell them. Or your shopping spree. Yep, it's perfect. Get those 6 customers, get your samples in your hand, use your shopping spree for stuff for yourself. You can turn around and sell samples of the Skinny Brew coffee. You can do samples of the tea. Absolutely get them in your hands. Just this week alone, I did sign a distributor today, so I'm really excited she got started with us, but I also signed 7 loyal customers. And this was from just doing host to post, but what the best part about it was is my host to post were geared towards, it's exciting. It was a fun week. My host to post were geared just towards Skinny Brew coffee and Thermofite X. So once I get those people in my inbox, it's so much easier to just say, hey, yeah, I'm using these. Check out my before and afters. Like, I'm going to tell you that, yes, I'm using them myself. Let me show you what these have done for me. And not today. My distributor signed today, so that was really exciting. 7 loyal customers this week. So it's a big deal to be able to, 3 yesterday. I was not going to sleep till they signed. It's a big deal to be able to say, yeah, I'm using these. I love them. This is what I use. And people are going to sign up as customers when you say, I'm using these. It's just, you love it. You share it. That's the best part about this business. See, that's exciting. 7 this month.
That's amazing. Y'all, I've used all the products she used, but as excited, sorry, my dog's really loud. As excited as she was just now talking about it, I want to go buy all the products, and I literally have a stash of all of those downstairs. I'm like, oh,
so bad. I'm like, okay, after this, I'm going to put in another auto shipment order because I don't have enough going on. I need a few more.
Okay, thank you so much. You guys, seriously, being a product of the product is the #1 way to get customers. And I think basically anyone and everyone who uses the product or is successful in this business would tell you that. So, all right, next we have Megan. Megan, take it away.
Hey, you guys. Okay, so let me pull my notes up because if I don't, I'm going to get off track. So, hopefully I can get 10 minutes in here. Lauren wanted me to kind of talk about willingness to try new things, especially when maybe something has stopped working for you. So I just kind of want to take it back a little bit. Whenever I first started the business, I started 7 years ago. So I've kind of been in the business and seen kind of the evolution of how things change. Whenever I first started, we did things quite a bit differently. So when I first started, we really focused on Facebook business pages. We did a whole lot of partying, a lot of parties, and in-person blitzing, which I don't even know if we use that word anymore, but I know we still sell blitz cards, but I wouldn't advise going out and blitzing right now. But anyway, um, so we kind of did things quite a bit differently back then. For probably the first, I don't know, like year or two, we really focused on Facebook business pages. And when Facebook decided to kind of change their whole model, um, oh yeah, Corona, yeah. But whenever Facebook decided to kind of change their whole, their business pages to basically like, if you aren't paying to promote your business page, no one is seeing it. I went from having thousands of people who were on that business page to switching over to my personal page. Thankfully, we had kind of been building it on the back end of things, like building our personal pages, but everything was pretty much done on the other page. So what I mean to say by all of that is that if I had not been willing to change over to going a different direction, then I could have sat there and been like, oh my gosh, my business is done. Like, I'll never be able to sign another customer again or whatever. But the willingness to change in this business is absolutely huge. Especially if you're just getting started and you really don't know what you're doing yet. Try everything. See what works best for you, because for every single person that's been successful in this business, we have all gotten there different ways, and we all have a different journey on this business. So it really is all about you finding what works for you. It's not going to always look the same as every person, but I love that we have so many leaders that have different ways. We're always throwing out new ideas on what you can do to be successful. So like I was saying, whenever I first started, it was kind of completely different. Now we have so many different ways to build your business, from Facebook to Instagram to even TikTok is the new huge thing. And that has been really amazing for a lot of people. I know in our VIP group, they are blowing it up about TikTok. And if you are not willing to kind of get out of your comfort zone and try new things, then you're not going to be as successful, honestly. One of the things about this business, whenever I first started, is that I was a completely different person. So when I first started, I literally could not get in front of a room of 5 people and talk about the products. And so I think that what really made a big difference is that I was so desperate to change my circumstance. And so even though I hated doing it in the beginning, I decided to do it anyway. And I think that really is what makes the difference between like the people who are successful and the people that aren't, is those people who have that that mindset and that willingness to really get out and do what it takes to be successful. So I did want to talk about promoting. So whenever you're promoting, some of the big things about that can really help you when you were going for a promotion is upselling. And the reason why I want to talk about this is the whole reason why I'm on this Zoom tonight is I reached out to Lauren. So I have been doing Host to Post for a long time. Like since it first started, I love Host to Post. It's awesome. It's one of the ways that I pretty much build a whole lot of my business. But I have always been super nervous about upselling. And I watched Lauren's Host to Post video. I watched Lauren's Host to Post video 2 days ago. And at the very end of her script, because I had to go back and find her script, she upsells. At the end, she just sends out this upsell message, and I thought, okay, listen, I need volume this month, so I'm going to give it a try. I know it makes me really nervous, but I'm going to try it out. So I started sending that out 2 days ago, and I've signed 6 customers over the last 2 days that have all upsold, all like taken the upsell. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is that if I was not willing to try something that made me nervous, then I wouldn't have had that extra volume. And it makes a huge difference when you're promoting over, signing, like, say if you're doing Thermophyte and it's like, I think it's like 30 volume, I think, by itself. So 30, 30, 30. Now I'm making 50, 50, 50 volume every single person. So I have a kind of a sheet that marks off the volume that I need for the month, and I get to scribble out by tens how much I need, and it makes it such a huge difference. It's making it go by so much faster. The fact that I'm marking out 50 every time I'm signing a customer versus 30. So if you are promoting, upselling, learning how to do that is huge. So if you haven't used her script, I'm telling you, go use it. Just do it. It still makes me nervous every time I send it out because I'm like, oh, I don't know why. So silly, but it absolutely works. Let me see. The other thing I wanted to talk about, especially when it comes to promoting, is be willing to make sacrifices. So it might feel like, especially when you're promoting, it might feel like you are kind of doing the opposite of what you set out to do. And what I mean by that is that when we are, say you're promoting for Ruby or Diamond and you're putting in those extra hours, you should be getting up early, staying up late, maybe working throughout the day, taking those like those power hours or those power 30 minutes or whatever. You should be doing those things. And that might feel like you are taking time away from your family or time away from things that you should be doing maybe around the house or whatever. When we are not having all this stuff going on right now, it might feel like you're using your breaks to work the business. And so you feel like you have less freedom, but the temporary sacrifices that you're making today is what is going to give you that freedom in the future. So that is a huge thing. You have to be willing to make the sacrifices now if you want the success later. And that success doesn't just bring you money, it brings you time, freedom of time. I know when I first started, I worked not a 9 to 5, it was more like a 9 to 7 every single day. And I would be up till 2 o'clock in the morning working my business because I was going for Diamond because I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. I wanted to be home with my kids. And so although in the beginning I was sacrificing so much time, and y'all, I was exhausted, but I knew that putting in that extra time, putting in that extra energy was going to be what got me to be a stay-at-home mom. And y'all, I did it in 4 months of joining this business. And so y'all, if I can do it with all of my doubt and my nervousness about everything, you guys can do it too. Let me see what else I was going to say. Yeah, and I was just going to talk about just the willingness to get out of your comfort zone and grow as a person. Honestly, one of the things that really stuck in my mind whenever I was trying to think about what I was going to say tonight is the word willingness. And really, it just all comes down to, what are you willing to do to change your situation? What are you willing to do to be successful in this business? Now, I am also not saying that you should change anything if what you're doing is working. Our 2 main goals in this business are to sign customers and sign distributors. If what you're doing is working, stick to doing that. But you should never arrive at a place, no matter what success level you come to, you should never arrive at a place where you are not willing to still pick up things and learn things. Like I said, I watched her video today, and just adding that one thing into my messaging completely changed how I'm working my business this month. So anyway, that's it.
Yay! Thank you so much. I'm not gonna lie, I totally screenshotted where you sent me that message. I was like, it was only my goal to have a VIP at some point tell me that I helped them. And when that happened, I was like, babe, look at this. I was so excited. It meant a lot to me, so I'm really thankful that you messaged me, and I'm so glad that you got on here because somebody needed to hear that. We had a lot of yeses and amazings while you were talking, so it was really awesome. Okay, the last person we have tonight is Emily. Emily, take it away.
Hey guys. Okay, so I'm going to talk about mindset with you all. first I want to talk about personal development, and I want to talk about, a lot of people sometimes get confused with personal development, like what it is or what it's about. And first I just want to say, like, this business is 80% mindset and 20% the effort and the work that you put into it. So whenever you're doing your personal development, we have a lot of new people like on our team that will say they did their personal development, and then they'll tell us like, well, I went and watched a YouTube, training, and we're like, oh, that's great. But that's like working on your business, like for your business, trainings, ways that you can learn new ways to work your business. So we always recommend getting a personal development book to grow yourself and to really work on becoming the best version of yourself. And some of my favorite books that I liked are by Jen, I don't know if I say her last name right, Cenero. You Are a Badass, and then You Are a Badass at Making Money. Those really helped me. I really lacked, my confidence was horrible when I first started this business, and those books really helped me pull out of that mindset of just not feeling like I was worthy or like I could do this. And so anyway, reading or listening to something, I like to listen to audibles when I'm like doing the dishes or things like that, because I'm a mom of two. So however you can fit your personal development in, go for it. Whether it's reading your book, sitting down, having some quiet time, or if you're doing the dishes and you need to listen to your audible, do it that way. If you're folding your laundry, turn your book on, listen to your book, whatever it may be, but always be pouring into yourself daily. It is very important for your business and for you to just be really strong in knowing that you can do this and just to believe in yourself. We all have those bad days though where we do get into a funk, and just know that whenever you are having those bad days, go journal and just let it all out. Like, get that out, let it go, just get out of the funk, give yourself like 2 minutes and like go cry about it, and then get back to work and just get right back on task. And just, if you have any type of like trouble with it, just journal it out and just let it all out. So pouring into yourself is like listening, reading to something, and then pouring out, like writing it out and just letting it all out. Because sometimes we need to do that whenever we feel like it's all just balled up inside, and sometimes you just need to let it out to help yourself feel better about it, about whatever's going on. So journaling, and then visualize what you want. I feel like this is very important, especially whenever you are writing your goals down and you really want to figure out where you are trying to go, where you want your business to go, and what you really want out of your business. So visualize what you want, where you're headed, what your goals are, and where you want to be a year from now. I think I heard on a Zoom right before a conference, which was in January, I think the end of January. I'm very forgetful, mom life, I guess. But right before a conference, I was on a Zoom with somebody, and she said, I really encourage y'all tonight to go write down, just write down where you want to be a year from now. And I went and I did that, and it was crazy. And then seeing it happen, I never thought I would be where I am today when I started this business, or even when I wrote those things down. And I haven't come that far, but I am further than where I was when I wrote those things. And for me, that means I accomplished something, So go write something down, write your goals down, write where you want to go and where you're headed, because I really think that makes a huge difference for you to really put it out there, put your goals out there on paper and just write it out. And it really motivated me to like see everything written out that I wanted for my family. I wanted better for my children. I didn't want them to grow up how I grew up. I didn't want, that I didn't want to always struggle. I didn't want them to hear about us always struggling or bills behind. And so I just wanted more and better for them. So I went and wrote it all out, and it's happening, guys. So I feel like that's very important. And if you're in a funk, I highly suggest like you know, whenever you go to sign like a loyal customer or a distributor, that really helps to motivate you too, because I don't know, it just fuels your fire. So go and sign up a new distributor and you'll get right back on track. And then if you ever feel like your team is falling apart, which if you're a new distributor, you might not feel like that right now, but if you do ever feel like things are just not all together, or you feel like things are falling apart, or you just feel like you're not getting anywhere, just bless and release the people, the negativity. Like, don't let them come in and ruin your business or where you're going with your business. As long as you set the path for your success and where you want to be, don't let them get in the way of that, guys. They're not paying your bills. They're not helping you get to where you want to be. They're not making your dreams come true for you. They're not going to be able to do the things for yourself that you want to do. So just let those people go, bless them and release them. And just let that fuel your fire. Like, don't dwell on it. Just let it fuel your fire and just let it motivate you to go out and find that new blood and bring in some more new distributors that are really going to help you and motivate you to do better along the way. And then I know there's probably some days where you get up and you feel like you don't want to do your 6 list or your 9 list, whatever you may have, your to-do list for your business. You make it up and you feel like, I really don't want to do this today, you know? But do it anyway. You're not going to regret putting in the work, but you will regret not showing up. So just get up and do it anyway, because you're not going to regret showing up. I took some notes, guys. Sorry. I was nervous. Okay, so God's always going to bless the work that you put your hands to. So just remember that He is in control. And as long as you're doing the right things every day and really working on yourself daily, digging in deep to your personal development and making sure that you just have your mindset on the right path to success, God is going to bless that work that you put your hands to, guys. And He is in control. So always remember that. Someone once said to me, and this has stuck with me, like, ever since she said it to me, and it really, like, made me think about it. So I have to share with y'all. She said, so I was going through a time and I had, like, some fears about my business and stuff. And so she said this to me. She said, you can use your fear to motivate you or to make you shrink. Fear isn't bad. It's what you do with it. And I wrote that down, and ever since then, I just reread it to myself. I think about it, you know, if I ever feel like I'm getting off path or feel like I'm getting lost, I'm like, nope, this is not happening. So I always let it fuel me back up and let it motivate me to do better and to know that I'm, you know, bettering myself and doing this for my family and my kids. And then in one of my personal development books I'm reading, I wrote down a few things today about writing down your goals. I'm reading The Compound Effect, or I'm listening to it, and in it, he said, a goal that is not in writing is a fantasy. So if you don't have your goals written out, I definitely recommend you go write those out, because a goal that is not written out is just a fantasy. So go write your goals out, guys. I feel like that's very important. Whenever I heard that, I was like, that is so good. Like, I have to say that. And then write out, who do you want to become? Write that out. Like, ask yourself, who do I need to become? Who do I want to become? And then he also said a quote. I think he said the quote was by Jim I don't know the last name, but if you want to have more, you have to become more. And then the last thing that I have that really stood out to me that I thought about this Zoom tonight was, what stands between you and your goal is your behavior. So then a couple affirmations that I have for y'all that maybe you want to write down that might be something that you want to say to yourself every day or write down every day. Here's a few affirmations. I And I usually write down my affirmations every day. My affirmations and gratitudes, those are part of my personal development that I do as well, and I feel like those are very important. So here's a couple that I wrote to share with y'all. I attract people that are hungry. I attract people that are hardworking. I attract people that do want to change their life. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. Okay, I love that. Y'all, personal development is my favorite. And okay, everything you said was amazing. That's why the chat is like exploding. But Christy, shout out to Christy, she said something to me a couple weeks ago when I was just like really frustrated. I just had a bad day. And whenever I have a bad day, I like always take it out on my business. And I don't know why I do that, but I always do. But she told me, she said, you know what you need? You need to sign a customer. And then all of this will be better. And literally that's what you just said, like one of the things you said was to just do it. You just have to sign somebody. And as soon as you sign somebody, it kind of pulls you out of that funk. So I appreciate it so much. You guys, thank you so much for being on. I will stop this recording.